Hello subscribers, I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we will be taking a look at the Safari Ltd 2022 Albertosaurus. This was my most anticipated safari figure for this year. You guys know that I absolutely love tyrannosaurids, and this looks like the Albertosaurus us dinosaur collectors have been waiting for. I'm surprised about the lack of Albertosaurus figures out there. It's quite a well-known theropod dinosaur. The only other ones that come to mind is the old Carnegie collection figure and the upcoming one by Beasts of the Mesozoic. It's so refreshing to see that companies are giving other tyrannosaurids some attentions. In the previous years, we've been just getting an onslaught of Tyrannosaurus Rex figures. Recently, Schleich revealed their Tarbosaurus, P&SO released a Tarbosaurus and a Zhucheng Tyrannus, and Safari released a Daspletosaurus and Chianzosaurus, and of course, we have the new Albertosaurus. So let's dive in and take a look at the detailing. Starting off with the head sculpt, it looks very much like that of an Albertosaurian Tyrannosaur with the crest above the eyes and a skull that's more narrow than that of the more derived Tyrannosaurus. And there is no shrink wrapping at all. Safari Ltd is one of the very few companies not to add shrink wrapping. Even P&SO adds shrink wrapping to their dinosaurs from time to time. And you can see this one has lips, just like the previous Tyrannosaurus from Safari. I'm one of those people that believes that theropods had lips. I know it's still a pretty debatable topic, so I don't mind either reconstruction. Going down the body, you can see all of that intricately sculpted scales. This is what I like about Doug Watson's dinosaurs. You can see the scalation and you can feel it, and it feels great. Across the body, you can see skin folds and musculature, and which shows that this was a strong animal. There's the short arms. The first finger is a little bit longer than the second one, and they are not pronated. The underbelly has plenty of detailing, and there's the cloaca slit. The legs are pretty long, which shows that Albertosaurus was quite a fast runner, and the feet are not oversized. The tail is also appropriately long, though I would have preferred if it was a little bit more straight out. The coloration is quite interesting. The underbelly is beige, brown is present on the face, the arms, the legs, and the tip of the tail. The eye is blue, the striping is gold, and the main color is a minty green. A bit vibrant for a large predator like Albertosaurus. We all know that big carnivores needed a coloration to blend in with their environment so their prey won't catch on to them. So I felt like Safari Ltd could have came up with a natural color scheme that looks appealing and still able to stand out from their other dinosaurs. I will admit, when I put this Albertosaurus on my Safari Ltd shelf, it really stands out from the other dinosaurs, unlike the Patago Titan, which has the same old brown color scheme. Unfortunately, there are some paint application problems on the face. You can see that the colors on the gums is bleeding onto the lower jaw, and there's only white paint on the tips of the teeth. But that's understandable, since this is a very small part of the figure, so it will be hard to perfectly apply the paint. This model has a good pose. The legs are in a relatively neutral position, so it won't have balancing issues. Judging by the position of the tail and that wide open mouth, it seems like this Albertosaurus is trying to intimidate a rival, probably a ceratopsian or another Albertosaurus. Let's do some quick measurements with the flexible ruler. This dinosaur is about 10.5 inches long with its tail stretched out. As for height, it's about 3.25 inches at its hips and a little over 3.5 inches tall at the tip of its head. So this Albertosaurus would fit nicely in the 1/35 scale. Starting off with our comparisons, here is the new Safari Ltd Albertosaurus next to the old Carnegie Collection Albertosaurus from 2003. And you can see the considerable differences when it comes to size, detailing, and paint job. Next up, here are the other Safari Ltd Tyrannosaurids. You can see that the Albertosaurus is physically similar to the Chianzosaurus. Let's also bring in some basal Tyrannosaurids, the Guanlong, and the Carnegie Collection Dilong. Why not bring in the other Tyrannosaurids that I have in my collection? It's fantastic that the other members of the Tyrannosaur family are finally getting attention after years of constant T-Rex figures. So we've got Guanlong, Gorgosaurus, Dilong, Eutyrannus, Albertosaurus, Daspletosaurus, Chianzosaurus, Tarbosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, and Zhucheng Tyrannus. Next, Here is the Mattel Jurassic World Albertosaurus, specifically the massive biters from Primal Attack. And you can see that it's very stylized compared to this one. Here is the Safari Ltd Edmontosaurus regalis, which is a dinosaur that coexisted with Albertosaurus. Last but not least, here is the Albertosaurus next to the Collectaxiphacinus and the Collectaminixiphacinus. Albertosaurus lived 71 to 68 million years ago, whereas Xiphacinus lived 112 to 66 million years ago. So at a point in time, Albertosaurus was roaming the ancient Canadian lands at the same time Xiphacinus was swimming in the Western Interior Seaway. Well, there you have it, guys. This was my review on the Safari Ltd 2022 Albertosaurus. This is a fantastic Tyrannosaur model. It certainly does not disappoint. It's got a great size, nice scalation, and it balances well. This is the best Albertosaurus that we have so far, but I can tell that PNSO is going to make a better one in the future. I have to say, this is one of my all-time favorite Safari Ltd Prehistoric World figures. It's right up there with the Malawisaurus and the 2017 Tylosaurus and Kronosaurus. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. If you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know in the comment section about what you think of this new Albertosaurus.